Imagine walking out your front door, putting a saddle on a 12-ton horned tank, and riding it down to the grocery store. It sounds like an absolute fever dream of a movie pitch. Total cinematic gold. And for most of us growing up, it was a profound disappointment to learn that we missed out on pet velociraptors by a measly 66 million years. But let's play mad scientist for a second. Let's pretend an asteroid missed. Let's pretend humanity managed to crawl out of the primordial soup, grab a pointed stick, and look out over a landscape crawling with multi-ton, razor-toothed apex predators. Could we have done it? Could we have slipped a choke collar on a T-Rex? Could we have turned the most terrifying killing machines in Earth's history into giant, scaly milk cows? Spoiler alert, absolutely not. And the reasons why are far more bizarre, terrifying, and hilarious than you think. Let's start with the most obvious, party-pooping obstacle in the room: the timeline. Humans didn't fail to domesticate dinosaurs because we lacked ambition or because our Wi-Fi was down. We missed them by a margin so vast it makes the human lifespan look like a rounding error. Modern humans have been strutting around with our big brains and complex social structures for roughly 300,000 years. Non-avian dinosaurs checked out of the planetary hotel 66 million years ago. That means there is an 80 million year gap between the last T-Rex taking its final breath and the first caveman drawing a squiggly horse on a cave wall. If you put a human and a T-Rex in the same room together, it isn't an epic partnership. It's a very short, very one-sided buffet. So, okay, let's suspend disbelief. Let's fire up our sci-fi machine and imagine a world where mammals didn't get their big break, where evolution hit shuffle, and humans did evolve side by side with the heavy metal line of the animal kingdom. Would we be riding them into battle? Would we be chilling with a pet stegosaurus? To answer that, we have to look at the golden rule of animal domestication. People think you can domesticate anything if you just raise it from a baby with enough love and hot dogs. Disney has lied to you. Mother Nature has a strict VIP checklist for animals that are allowed to join human civilization. If an animal fails even one of these rules, it is fundamentally untamable. And big dinosaurs fail almost every single one of them. Rule number 1, the social structure. Think about the animals we did successfully domesticate: dogs, sheep, horses, cattle. What do they all have in common? They are herd or pack animals. They are hardwired to look up to a boss. They have a built-in hierarchy, which means human beings can effortlessly step in, wave a little authority around, and say, "Congratulations, I am your alpha now." Dinosaurs. Most large dinosaurs were profoundly, gloriously antisocial. They didn't have a pack leader. They had a "move out of my way or I will step on your skull" policy. You can't alpha male a 3-ton Triceratops. You are not its pack leader. You are a mildly annoying, crunchy snack it steps on while walking to a fern. Rule number 2, the panic response. When a horse gets startled, what does it do? It runs away, it panics and flees. That makes it manageable. When a large, heavily armored prehistoric reptile gets startled, its brain doesn't compute flight. Its brain computes extreme violence. A creature that weighs as much as a freight train doesn't run away from a sudden noise. It flails, it charges, it thrashes, and it turns everything within a 50-foot radius into chunky salsa. Handing a caveman a rope and telling him to lasso a frightened ankylosaurus is essentially signing up for a very messy suicide mission. Then, of course, there's the small logistical nightmare of feeding the damn things. Have you ever looked at the monthly grocery bill for a house cat? Now, multiply that by 1,000 at a neck 20 feet long and require it to consume a literal forest every single morning. A sauropod like Brachiosaurus had to spend 24 hours a day, non-stop, shoveling vegetation into its face just to stay alive. If you tried to keep one of those on a farm, you wouldn't be a farmer. You'd be a full-time lumberjack, desperately trying to keep a walking mountain from starving to death and eating your roof. And we haven't even talked about the carnivores yet. Imagine trying to domesticate a Tyrannosaurus rex. People look at wolves and think, well, we turned wolves into pugs. Surely we could turn a T-Rex into a scaly golden retriever. No, you couldn't. Wolves are cooperative social hunters that share food, read social cues, and possess the mammalian brain hardware for genuine emotional bonding. Theropod dinosaurs possessed a brain heavily optimized for one thing: tracking and destroying moving meat. Their idea of affection was biting your head off to see if you tasted like adrenaline. You cannot train an apex predator whose entire evolutionary lineage consists of being an organic buzzsaw. You can't pet a murder lizard. If you try to scratch its chin, you lose the arm, the shoulder, and your entire lineage. So, humanity dodged a bullet. We didn't domesticate dinosaurs because evolution didn't write us into the same script, and because trying to do so would have meant getting aggressively stomped, eaten, or bankrupted by a 12-ton vegetarian with a bad attitude. Except, here is the ultimate plot twist. We did domesticate dinosaurs. Right now, sitting in a coop in someone's backyard, clucking aggressively at a piece of wire fencing, is a direct, living, breathing descendant of the theropod family tree. When you eat a chicken nugget, you are essentially eating a bite-sized, heavily downgraded T-Rex. So no, we never rode a Triceratops to work. But the next time you get chased down by an angry goose, remember? You are looking a 60-million-year-old apex predator right in the eye. It just happens to be wearing feathers and standing 3 feet tall.